Imagine living in a place where every 3 hours someone is shot and every 14 hours someone is murdered. And I'm not talking about Iraq or Afghanistan, but Chicago, one of the biggest and most sophisticated cities in the world. On the city's south side, considered the heart of Black America, gang rivalry is tearing its people apart. It's become so brutal, both police and gangs agree this is urban warfare out of control.
A couple of weekends ago, 70 people were shot in the city within the space of 48 hours, with 12 fatalities.
They are children growing up in neighborhoods where haunted mothers walk the street carrying pictures of lost daughters and sons.
I keep telling them to stop, they just don't want to stop. They not listening.
There would be a shootout in Chicago over the smallest stuff. Chips, dice games, just the smallest stuff.
Did you say chips?
Yeah, potato chips.
You could be shot over potato chips.
It be gangbangers running and shooting.
It was a gunshot that killed his grandmother, who was just standing outdoors.
This my grandma.
And it says, rest in peace for your grandma.
We used to eat watermelon a lot, and we used to eat noodles a lot. Every time she used to fix me something, we used to share it.
What could cause you to be shot here?
You're opposite gang.
Simply because you're in another gang?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a free-for-all.
It's past the free-for-all.
They're coming in, or they're telling their parents, this is the type of casket I want.
So you're saying they're expecting to die?
So they expect that they will not live to be 35, 40 years old. That's ancient history. They know they won't survive.
Last year, 762 people were murdered, and another 4,331 were shot.
18, Amari Brown, 7, Giovanni Matos, 16.
For years now, Diane Latiker has been building a memorial to victims of violence in Chicago's South Side, opposite her home.
DeCarlo Scott, 15, Marquise Harris, 16.
She's around 500 blocks behind.
We're losing young people, black, brown, children, teenagers, and young adults to gun violence in the city of Chicago. And there is no outrage.
He done been shot, all of us have been to the penitentiary. You know,
You've all
everybody.
been shot?
Yes.
So it sounds like it's out of control.
It's been out of control.
Yeah, so
It's been out of control.
And it is a war zone.
It's a real war zone.
In 3 days this year, 2-year-old Lavonte White, 12-year-old Kinnair Gentry Bowers, and 11-year-old Takia Holmes were all killed in crossfire.
Neighbours like Anton Dobine, who are sick of what's happened.
How many times has that house got shut up over the last?
This is the third time.
It's the third time this house got shut up over the last, since when?
In the last 2 weeks.
In the last 2 weeks?
Last 2 weeks. That woman is the nicest woman you ever want to meet. She coached us in Little League baseball. She feed people.
Neighbours told us that the woman killed was called Stella. She was in her 40s, and a bullet came through the front of her house and hit her as she sat on the sofa. Her 6-year-old son was beside her and saw it all happen.
So the individual came up, probably from around the side of the house, and discharged the weapon.
Andrew Holmes works the night shift for Chicago Survivors, a rapid response counselling team supporting victims and their families.
When someone has to deal with it, someone has to do the job, someone has to talk to the people. You know, I've been through it. I lost my daughter, so I know what they're going through. So,
Excuse me, what?
I said I lost my daughter. You know, 2 gun violence, so I know what they're going through. I know the pains.
Cameron Blair, 16, Layla Stewart, 2, Heaven Sutton, 7, Manuel Aguilar, 4. Hydea Pendleton, 15.
If this war isn't stopped, what do you predict? What happens?
Almost like a genocide or something. Like, I haven't seen too many things explode, but at the rate this violence is going, that's like the next stage of Chicago street violence. Like, every night there's shootouts, assault rifles, handguns. So only thing next to overpower the next person with the street violence is bigger stuff. And if they go any bigger, it's gonna be like Iraq and Afghanistan. Buildings are gonna be falling, and it's just, you know, nobody wanna think about that. I don't even wanna think about that. But that's a reality that we could face.
This is Kia Green. Welcome back. Did you see the clips in the beginning of this video? Let me ask you a serious question. Based on what you saw, do you believe that what chocolate brown melanated people need is a FDMG Academy? I hope you can see my screen. I typed in Chicago violence in the search bar of YouTube. And look at the results. These are never-ending stories, and these are all about Choco brown people. Agriculture would be a great thing to teach our youth. But they don't need that right now. They need a transformation. The whole nation, including brown grown men and brown grown women, need a transformation. Look at this. I can scroll all day long. You think these kids in this condition will benefit from FDMG Academy? This man has taken 4 years, so he says, and the school is still not open yet. I've been to Wilmington. The area where this building is a toxic area. It's toxic chemically and physically. You can't take a bunch of destroyed chocolate children from destroyed chocolate homes and think you're going to make a difference with classes in agriculture. Agriculture is way down on the list. We have to save our people from self-destruction, then we can talk about FDMG. Watch this brief clip, and I hope you can see what I mean.
In the stairwell of his grandmother's house in Chicago. Police say he shot himself in the head. His family says the police are the ones who killed him. Protesters took to the streets on Sunday, claiming that Stephen was murdered by the Chicago Police Department.
My nephew would never commit suicide ever.
The eyewitnesses have told us a very different narrative than the police. They've told us that they saw the police shoot Stephen.
But that contradicts what the police and medical examiners say, that Stephen shot himself after being chased.
He's a good kid. He was a good student at Crane. All his teachers loved him.
The family's attorney, Andrew Stroth, says they have witnesses who say Stephen was shot by police in the back of the head. They say Stephen was just walking into his house to get water when police pursued and shot him. A GoFundMe page has been set up for his family, and so far it has raised over $1,000.
We have to change our environment if we want to survive. If we had a different mindset, our children wouldn't be in these kinds of situations. The whole brown nation needs to change. This is just one part. In part 2, I'm going to discuss more in detail, a different type of initiative for chocolate brown people. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and I'll see you next time.